What you are seeing before your eyes, this black box, is the latest Bmore coffee roaster in 2020. It's the Bmore AB 2000 Plus, or let's say Bmore 2000 AB Plus. What does all that mean? It's all black, and it's the latest version of the roaster that has some new features. So let me just tell you what a few of those new features are. The most important, which seems incredibly insignificant, is that it beeps. Yes, the Bmore beeps. And why is that so important? Well, there's an unintended roast feature that 75% of the time through your roast, this machine will basically shut down unless you come over and you hit the start button. And in the past, it did that by flashing on the screen here. But now it beeps, and that's great because a lot of people would be across the room, wouldn't know that their roaster was about to shut down. And once it shuts down, that roast is finished. You can't start the roast again. So as a source of frustration, now it will beep. You can hear it very easily. Of course, you never leave the room, right, when your Bmore is roasting. It also beeps for the last 15 seconds of the roast. So that's important, so you can come over and make any last minute adjustments, add time to the roast if it's not quite done. So that's a really important feature, actually. There's some other features. It has the new dual speed drum, so you can use the D key during roasting in manual mode to change the speed. It has some things that you can't see, obviously. One is that there's a more powerful microcontroller that has a faster data refresh rate, and so it's going to check the temperature with the two thermocouples that are in here, which you can access at any time using the A key or the B key to monitor them manually during roasting. And it just has some more robust electric components. It says in the material that it's 120, 220 volt now. That's not actually true in that you can't just plug this into 220. But the panel is dual use in some of the electronic components. But if your motor is not for 220, you have to get the 220 volt model. And there's a new reprogrammable feature for the firmware, but that takes a wired connection. So it's not really, like you can upgrade the firmware from your iPhone. And I'm going to start up a roast and just talk about a few of the other features of the Bmore. And mainly, I'm going to focus on the criticism of this machine. Like, what have people in the past found frustrating? And why is the 2000 AB sort of an easier machine to use than the previous models? So let me start a roast. Okay, so let's start a roast on the new Bmore 2000 AB Plus, and I got it right this time. And we'll cover some of the features and just sort of emphasize some of the important facts about the Bmore. One is that Joe Beam has included this this sheet inside every roaster because how you handle the drum, especially over time, is really important. If your drum becomes deformed, especially if the end that has the door on it here, this becomes quite dangerous, and you should buy a new drum immediately. They're not that expensive. We have them in stock all the time. You don't want to be pushing on the mesh of your drum. You want to be handling it with a bit of care. So he has a sheet that shows you that you should not be pushing or pulling this latch. You should use both your hands and just push up on it. And this is kind of important. I've read quite a few bad incidents where a drum hasn't turned, which means it's going to sit there and the coffee is going to burn and perhaps catch fire. And a lot of that is due to the fact that the drum has become dented and deformed in some way. And so your effort in handling it carefully is really important. So I've just loaded up some dry processed coffee here. And I like to shake it out, shake some chaff out of it, give it a little workout here. And the most important thing with loading a drum is you notice you have the drive end, which is square, and the end that is just going to rest on here. And when you load a Bmore drum, you just want to do this with some care. You want to tilt it slightly, tilt it in here, line it up on your drive-in, and just turn it till it goes in. There it is, and drop it down on this side. So I'll show some close-up images of that. Really important, and what I always do is I always rock it back and forth just to see that it's properly seated. Don't start a Bmore without having your drum properly seated. I put in the new low-profile version of the chaff tray. So the first newbie question here is, how do I turn it on? Where's the power on? Well, there isn't one. What you do is I have a half-pound batch that I'm roasting of dry processed coffee. I hit 1/2. Now I don't just hit start right away because I'm in the lowest power mode. And this coffee will just sort of turn yellow for 12 minutes, which is the default time for half-pound, and then it'll shut down. So that will be a very unsatisfactory result from my first Bmore batch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit P5. What is P5? Well, let me show you the most important document you can have near you. It's the Sweet Maria's Bmore. Now that says 1600, but it's the same. We'll change that. This is the cheat sheet for the panel. So I'm not going to go into every panel feature, but you need to print this out. It's linked in our product review for the page, but it tells you right on here, P5 is 100% power to the burner, P4 75, P3 50, P2 25, and P1 0%, which actually doesn't mean that the burner's off. It means it's just at its baseline. But you want to start a Bmore. Bmore is a very slow, gradual roast, and you want to actually roast at the highest level initially. It's a very gentle warm-up. You don't have to worry about scorching coffee. And now that I have it at P5, I hit start. And right now I'm in the automatic mode. The roaster is going to control everything, but I'm just going to be at P5 the entire time. So the second question is, how do I shape the roast, profile the roast myself in the Bmore? How do I enter manual roasting mode? And what does that mean? Well, manual roasting mode, there's no button for it. What you do is you simply hit any other P button, like P4, and it flashes there. I'm now in manual mode. When I'm in manual mode, I can do some cool things, like hit the D key, and the drum speed just increased. Let me turn on the light. Maybe we can see that. What does an increased drum speed do? Increasing the drum speed effectively is like increasing airflow in a coffee roaster. That's why a lot of commercial roasters now come with both airflow control and drum speed control. So the new Bmore has this dual 16 RPM and 32 RPM motor that you can adjust that. So higher airflow can mean more even roasting. For a large batch, it can be better for a even roast without losing heat from the roaster. Let me zoom in a little. That's not zooming in. So the next question is, what do we not like about the Bmore? What do we say is difficult about the Bmore? Well, if this is your first coffee roaster, this is not the easiest roaster to have access visually to the coffee. We have a light and we can see through the window, which is very nicely, he's increased the insulation on this, so it's retaining heat better. However, in terms of actually visually being able to judge the roast, it's difficult. One reason is this light has a very orange cast. The halogen bulbs in the back are orange and the light's kind of yellow. So one thing you can do, if I had my cell phone, which I don't because I'm using it to make this video, I could shine it in there and that would help a lot. But the other things I really need to do is I need to learn how to judge the roast with some experience by things other than color. I need to listen to the roast, listen to the sound of the roast, smell it, and also, besides color, looking at the way the bean enlarges while it's roasting. That's really important to kind of get a sense of the physical change in the coffee. And you'll learn to see this after some roasting. So one thing that we recommend is that people start with an air popcorn popper, something where they can see roasting easier, and then maybe upgrade to a B-More later. It's a very low-cost way to get into roasting, get familiar with it, and then kind of step up to a B-More. Let me just discuss some of the other features here now that I'm in manual mode. Now I should go back to P5 because I want to throw more heat at this batch, and my general approach to roasting here is to use the highest heat possible until I start to approach first crack, and then back down using the P3 button in particular to have a nice slow controlled first crack. So I'll show you that later, but what do these other buttons do? Well, the first thing is you can't change the batch size once you start roasting. You're stuck with whatever you've selected. The one thing though is that if I want to go back to automatic mode, I'm not exactly sure why I'd want to. I would hit the 1 button. So that's the only button up here that does anything once you've started roasting. A is the temperature of the exhaust, showing 87 F right now. B is the sidewall thermocouple, and that's showing 195. Wait, that's got to be... Okay, where I have a very low exhaust temperature right now. So our sidewall is more, and neither of these are your bean temperature. There is no bean temperature probe in the B-More, but these can be very instructive. C is a feature that resets the roaster, and you use this once you've hit first crack. Joe Beam calls this the Rosetta Stone feature, and what it does is there's a prescribed amount of time that he's decided that you'll need to finish the roast once you hit first crack. So this is kind of like a zeroing out the roaster. When you hear first crack, you hit the C button, and you should have that should add the amount of time you would need to get to a good roast, medium roast level. Of course, if you want darker roast, you're going to need to add time, and I don't think this is always that accurate. Next, you have your time increment buttons here. So I can essentially add or take away time using these at any point in the roast. So one thing to point out is that the B-More is really flexible while you're roasting to make changes. But if you happen to enter cooling accidentally, for any reason, I hit the cool button, I wasn't there for the unattended alarm and for the 30 seconds and missed the start button, it's going to go into cooling, or the roast just ends and I'm not there. You cannot start the roast again in a B-More. It's going to go through cooling and that's it. So that's something that's frustrating for some people. That's why you have to kind of have an organized approach to how you use the B-More. It's not that flexible. I've already discussed the temperature settings that these 5P buttons are associated with, and as well as the fact that when you hit that during roasting, you're now in manual mode. Then you just have your start button, your cool button, turning your drum light on and off, and your power button. Well, let's... I'm going to be adjusting my time down here because I'm sort of finished with this roast. I hear first crack has finished now, so we're going to get a good full city roast out of this. Anticipating that's going to continue. Now we've hit the 15 seconds till it ends. And if I wanted to continue roasting, I would want to be hitting either my Rosetta Stone C feature or the plus. But I actually want this roast to start cooling now. And there it goes. Our 13 minutes of cooling time have begun. Because this is a dry process coffee, I'm going to get more chaff. Generally, it generates more chaff, and there's going to be more chaff coming out. Okay, at this point I'm going to take my coffee out. It's still pretty hot, so I'm going to be careful. I'm going to turn off my drum. I'm going to take out my chaff collector. Boy, I wish I had those gloves. I'm going to be careful opening my drum. I'm going to be thoughtful returning my drum. Actually, I don't have to do this. I don't have to put it back in to cool, but what the heck. And I'll just leave that out. I'll turn it on. And I'll just hit cool button again. And you can see my little fan system is working. I have quite a lot of airflow through there. And coffee's already cool just in that time. So here it is, my full city. Let's go over to the window here, really get the light on it. Boy, that's really beautiful. This is an Ethiopian dry process, and you can expect some Quakers and some uneven roasting, and the Bmore has done a fantastic job, I have to say, on this coffee. So yeah, I just roasted a beautiful half pound of dry process coffee, and it wasn't that hard.